So there we are. Today we are going to do a bit of a different thing. I was a bit sick of painting him, so in my free time I have built this little display here, and I'm going to build a bit more on it. Like modeling in the plastic kits, building the main figurine, everything, just so we have a bit of a different thing. I will paint him later. So, what do we have? Body, back piece. Where's the back? There's the back. Then head. What do we have here? And the mask. But the mask we can do later. I had an idea for that thing. Now we do the other ones. Not so nice Games Workshop to put the connection piece on the crown part. Makes it a bit harder for me to make it look nice and straight, but I think we managed. Haha! Hello! Welcome, Red King. Do we have mode lines? Yes, we do. Wow, I did not know that that was happening for YouTube streaming. Email notification. Yeah, always remember to click the bell so you get notified when I upload. No, it's I only know it from like the Twitch app that like when it doesn't go into deep sleep because I never use Twitch on my phone, then you get notifications. I did not know that it was also happening for YouTube. But I have also probably every app under the sun locked down into do not disturb me. So, how's your weekend going? Did any fun things? I saw that you kit bashed Nurgle Boyo Space Marine. Before we glue, we should also clean up this one. Notice with some different kits that are not Warhammer that Games Workshop treats their kits very differently. It kind of annoys me. I'm pampered from all the like Warhammer kits that when I like do like Necromunda or different game systems from Games Workshop, that they all are quite bad with like their instructions. I think I mostly noticed that when I was building a Horus Heresy AdMag model, that was like a part that I did not manage to fit together. It took me like 10 minutes of just fiddling around to find how I should connect the piece to the model. And I feel like here it's similar. No, I have not seen it, but I also got like the new from the like Christmas box, the Flawless Blades from the Emperor's Children, and they have like a thing I don't understand. I should also put on my other light. Why isn't it focusing? Camera, please. It's like here. They I don't know why, but the like front plate of the foot or the leg armor is separate from the back, and it creates like the worst line possible when you put them together. I don't know who thought that would be like a cool idea. What happened to we put just the legs together in one piece? It is very annoying to work those kinks out so the model doesn't look like total banana garbage. Yeah, I used here the sprue glue for that, but it is very annoying because you just want to like quickly build those like 6 flawless blades or whatever they are, and then you need to spend like 3 more hours to like gap fill and wait for it to dry and everything. It is very bad. I haven't built the other ones that came in the Christmas kit, the like Noise Marine and Fulgrim, but they are also on my list of stuff. For Fulgrim, I had a kit bashing idea I was thinking of building, so he's still in my vault of possibilities. I have to say, sometimes Games Workshop does like things that are like, oh my god, this is like a great idea how you put your model together. There's someone that really like thought about it, and sometimes it's like, who designed that? Who thought about that? Who thought that would be the way to go? I think we should zoom a tiny bit more in so you see all the details of this model. It's very. Hello, focus. No, focus on my hand. Come on. There we go. It's a very cool model. I really like this Necromunda model. When I saw it, I was instantly in love. Yeah, the like monopose things, I don't have such a big issue really with the monopose stuff. It is okay if you just want to like, I need to now make 50 Space Marines, then the monopose thing helps a ton. If you of course want to have something specialized, you need to remove those pins. Like this piece here is like from one of those new Tyranid kits. I've forgotten the name. Wait, I think I have the box here. No, that's the wrong one. It is this. Nope. It is this. I have no idea who that is. The like big brain tentacle one. And it had like pegs underneath, but you can remove those pretty quick, and like holes that you just do some filling in. So it is pretty easy to unpack those things, which I mostly have issues with when they just include like small fiddly bits where you think like, yeah, okay, why did you mold those parts into 2 pieces when you can just have it in one? I don't see the point of some separation of some parts. There are a few examples. For example, the robots from the AdMech kit, they have this like little tiny, teeny tiny data bank thingy, which you put into the body and then put a cover on top. Where you're like, huh, why? Why do I get this option? It's also here with this one. Every time you like see this model here displayed, has like, oh, it has the like golden face and the breastplate and everything. Also like here, you have only like one tiny image that shows him without the things. Also when he got promoted, it's also always, yeah, only with the face mask and the breastplate and everything. Even though there's such a cool model underneath. Very fiddly. Yes. It hasn't anything really broken off from my army, but it is also, I don't really go out and play with my army so much, so it is not such a huge issue. It's mostly like a shelf sitter for me. It's also, I'm very bad at Warhammer. I'm very untactical. I think playing AdMag for my first army wasn't the right choice. I think I should have taken a quote unquote easier army to learn for learning the game and not AdMag. But I really liked that look, so I couldn't resist. I worked with the rule of cool more than anything else. Which I'm a bit salty about is that all the quote unquote cool models or the new releases for AdMag are all now in Horus Heresy. Which I can of course buy a Horus Heresy model and play it in 40k because I can just say, yeah, this is this one, but I would like to see them also in 40k, or like at least official rules from them, so you can like, okay, I play now the bus or robots because I really would like to play a robot centric army because I have already 4 of the weird. We have the battery tiny chipset cover up robots. So I was thinking I can go more. I also played the cybernetic Kahoot detachment, or what they are called, where you get bonus to the robots. I really like the robots. I wish there was more robot, but there's sadly not more robot. And the robot detachment is kind of meh from the 4 games I played with my army. And I even changed it out for the like Grotmus detachment for AdMag, which I only understood half. But it gave better buffs to my robot, so I played it for better robot. Oh, I said robot 80 times. Now we can move on to a new word. The right way. That is not the right way. This is the right way. There we go. Yeah, we will see. I really enjoyed that the new, like the last Warhammer live event thingy was with little space marines, like the good space marines. Of course, we got the big release of the Red Corsair, which are also pretty cool. I really like the apothecary. Um, was not so much space marine stuff, which was very nice to see. It is very, I find it very hilarious that like last year was like, oh my god, this is the year of chaos, and we got like, I don't know, like 4 releases or something, and now we get like the Red Corsair, and we get more of that. That is very nice to see. So maybe we get also more AdMech or Dark Mechanicus would also be kind of hot. I'm coping for Dark Mechanicus. Okay, then we just do it with the other leg as well. Where do we have the other leg? Here. Which model I also really enjoyed from the like release thingy was the Zinj towers, the like 2 Zinj towers that were there. They're also very cool. I know it's a bit it's a bit weird to like it's just 2 Zinj towers, but they are very cool. I really enjoy the look of it. They can be very nice background pieces. I was also thinking you can use them probably as like a display plinth. It is would be a very expensive display plinth, but it would be a cool one. Yeah, I really like the new chaos stuff, the Red Corsair things when they come out. I would love to see what people make with them. And also the I remembered, oh yeah, the Custodians also got released. They also now have plastic and no longer Forge World banned, which I also like to see that they go more and more away from Forge World and more into plastic kits. I know it's probably more a higher production cost or something probably, but I think people really like to have a plastic kit, not a resin kit. I think people are kind of sick of the Forge World resin. So it's nice to see that there's at least a push to more plastic kits. Some like smaller kits still get released in Forge World resin, I think. Like there's some models where I was like, oh, they are very cool, and then like, yeah, okay, they are Forge World. Yeah, the dreadnoughts I also think are very cool. I was never really a fan of the like what are they called the banana boys. I think they are not. They have a nice filigree, but they just the one color or like the gold is very aggressive and you don't see much anything else. So I haven't really looked into them. I have seen them on like some like 40k and 40 minutes videos, which they looked very strong on the table. I have no idea, but they look cool. They look cool. I think they need a bit of a nicer paint job to really show off all the small details they have. But I'm also mainly now working off my backlogs, so all the ideas that I have are needing to wait with new models. I now need to first work off all that I have lying around me. I'm hoping they do new dreadnoughts for Horus Heresy. I want to add more of those. Ah, yeah. I'm not really in the dreadnought game, but didn't they like 2 years ago release new ones? Like the Dorito pattern? The Dorito? I only know them under the Dorito pattern. The like chunky rounded body, and then I think two plasma guns, something. I should try fit first, not that I accidentally put it on the wrong way. There we go. This way. Oh yeah, the Section 9 one. Oh yeah, they came out last year. That was like the big salamander push. Totally forgot about them. I don't know why I forgot about them. They were very cool. What do you mean with classic box style? That you can buy them in a singular one, not like in a combined box, the like army box. Because there's where I mainly have seen them, and the big salamanders versus Iron Hands. Always switch them up with Iron Fists, but I think Iron Fists are the good ones and Iron Hands are the bad ones. I don't know. I am 40k McMahon here. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, the boxing knots. Those you mean? Yeah, I have one of those. Wait. Something like this. Set him here. He's helping. This is also one I think I got from eBay or like from an army out, not outing, but like someone was getting rid of his army, so I got this one. This is out of pewter, so he's one heavy boy. He didn't get a base yet, but was thinking of giving him some love sooner or later with his own display or fight, because he's very iconic. Yeah, yeah. He needs some love, and yeah, I'm not sure if they will ever release the box ones again. I think not as a new one, but they recently started to like make those made to order things where you can just order older models or models that have gone out of production line again. Just like I can, you can now order like the old was it the like Space Marine Psyker and like the Chaplain and everything? Those are like made to order now, so they probably will do something like that. I can't imagine. So like all the fanboys of the older um of the older kids will buy them again or have a possibility to buy them again. It's then from like they're not scalpers, but like collectors. So now we have his base layout. Now I can see also how he stands on the base. I only was guessing from the images how he would stand on that thing. But now I can put down this thing and give him a tiny bit time to dry. Take our good old sticky tack. Can tack him down and see where he stands. Because I was thinking he can be like a bit more in the middle, standing a bit more to the side now. I think we want to have him a bit more front and center, so we place this one here a bit more to the side. Like so. Then he is encased, not really encased, but the framed is the word I'm searching for, yes. Then he is framed from his like little angel man and the broken thingy. Yeah, can't really get the angle. Wait. There, and then that should roughly be it. And then he is like in the middle of that U shape. I think that gives you a nice framing of the model. He also has enough space to like stand on his own. It is coming together, but I think now we need to give him arms. Arms and a loincloth. Question is, how far do I assemble this one? So I can maybe paint some parts more separately. I think I will give him his arms, and we need to see how we do with the rest. I can take one of my transport trays, and then we can snip snap however we want it. So 12. Where do we have 12? Here we have 13. We also need 13. 12 is right next to it. Okay. Wait. So there's 12. No, that's 14. Oops. That is 12. So 12. Where did 12 went here? 12, 13, and 14. 14 here. Chop. I think like the cape stuff I can attach separately or later. Doesn't look like they get hung up. Like this I can separately do, and that one I can separately paint. For the gold thingy, I think they also need to go separately. Or I need to dry fit to see if I can maybe put it over his head. Because then I can put the skull thing into one piece. Then I don't need to fiddle so much with sub-assembly. Then I can just plop it over and glue it on and call it a day. But first, we do those small little parts for the arms. Trip. This one was 12, this one goes on first. I was thinking this one also will be done for the end of the year for Golden Demon. Oh, the big word. No, I was thinking of entering it into that competition. I'm trying to do as many works as possible in the span of a year that I can enter than doing one work where I spent an entire year on. doesn't mean that I will not put in the quality. I'll still try to do the best that I can, but I'm not the kind of person that can spend so much time on one project. I'm getting bored at it, which is already happening. That's why I'm. Oh, yeah. Have fun walking your dog. That's why I'm already starting with this one. It's not like that I have not enough to do already in my hobby time. But where I am living, it is pretty cold right now because it is winter. That means I cannot really do much priming because it is too cold. And the airbrush primer I'm having is a bit meh. So I like to prime more with a rattle can, which doesn't really go right now. So I'm just prepping everything for when it gets warmer, then I can just sit myself down and just go on and paint. Which will probably also get streamed. I am getting a bit more comfortable in streaming and painting at the same time. There's always the issue of having things in frame, which, funny or not, I'm currently not really doing. But we will get there. So, and 14 was for the other side, but I didn't clean up 14 yet. Mold lines. I see one tiny mold line here. Be gone. So it goes there. Oh, that's pretty convenient. I see where you want to go. Nice. And you go here. Nice. So then they want me to touch 10, which I think I will skip. But I will still clip out and clean up, just so I have it ready when the time comes. This one would go right here. But we can skip this for now, so we have more accessibility to his legs. Then we have the back cloak. the two smaller pieces. I think those I can already attach. So I have one flowing object. I was thinking of still using every bit of this kit, but I need to see where I will put the breastplate, because I was thinking the face mask perfectly probably fits in his hand, and then we can do like a OSL effect going off from the inside of the face mask to his like upper body, illuminating him. I think that will create a nice dramatic light we can use. But first we need to build the dude. The prince. And get rid of the old line of all mold lines. Oh. Nice. And then this one, yeah. I don't know why, but for this one I put in a new X-Acto blade, but every time I put in a new X-Acto blade I just use the back half of the blade more than the blade part. I have to say that the new blades have just a sharper back. Are we clear here? I think we are. Oh, and there we still have a part. Did I put a dent in there now? I think a small one, but I think we can work with that. So this is the inside, and we want to have this. This side goes to the model, and those are then my attachment points. Okay. I get it. So don't use the blade side so much, so we don't cut into our model always. We also always learn to cut away from ourselves. Blade safety here. But I think we are getting there with the cape. Just need to get those little thingies off. think we have it somewhat clean. Don't see any apparent lines. He says while seeing apparent lines. There we go. Nice. So, which side do he want to have? So this small. So this one's the one with the fold. Is it this one? It's also cool that I clipped off both, so I know zero idea. But I think it is this one he wants. And then up top. Or is it the other side? Oh, it's the other side. Hello? How? How cape? How? Cape how? Just like so. I think it is this way, yeah. This looks correct to me. Okay, it doesn't go onto the dots like it is described here, but it goes in the under grooves. But this one is probably like here on the side, or not. Okay, we have figured out this one. How does this one want to be attached? Like so? Ah, okay. So it is in the groove thing. But is this then attached like that? Or like this? I think it is wants to be attached like this, doesn't it? That's what I mean. I think it is this way. Or is it really that way? And then, oh, it's probably this way. And then the collar will have it connected fully. I see, okay. So we can't put the, we need to do the collar with the cape. Can't separate them. Was it the correct way, or did I already put it on wrong? I think I did. This one goes there. Okay, we glue this one first. I took the wrong one. This one. Come on, don't fight me, please. Sir? Sir, please. This is unacceptable. Didn't I had it? Am I tweaking? I think I am. No, it was this one. I'm just not the smartest tool in the shed. There we go. My god, this damn cape. Apply a bit more pressure so we have a nice bond. Then do the other side. So do another dry fit before we do the final thing. It's like this. It's like this. Okay. Big application. Big. Want a good surface bond. Chop, chop, chop. So I know that they are not using words to build the thing, but they can take some examples from Gundam kits and maybe introduce some like images or like symbols for different things would be appreciated. So I don't need to do 80% of guessing work on how I put this boyo together. Question. Can I put in the arms now? I think I can. I don't need to put them in later. I still am going to clip out the crown. Oh, this piece and that piece. Chop, chop. Okay. Still questioning how I want to attach this one. Is this going to be... It's this way, okay. And this is attached to the top or the bottom one, because this one also has connection pieces. Then it's probably the bottom one. Like those two on the bottom are for the cape, and then those two here are for the top. Yeah, if I manage to get that. Like so. Okay. I get it. So, question is, I think then I can somewhat subassemble the model. can do cloth separately and those separately. And I think the side pieces I need to attach later, but I think I can already attach the arms and the back piece for the life system he has. So I have then 3, 4 separate pieces I can go off. Which will be fun because I never really sub-assemble painted before, but I feel like this dude has a lot of fine details in very weird angles, so a sub-assembly is recommended, at least in my brain. My brain recommended sub-assembly. And we track our paints anyways, so there will not be an issue if we later need to add a new piece or repaint something. Which is a practice I need to get better at, because I always start with like, oh yeah, I am tracking my paints and my times and everything is going fine. And then I forget. Then I'm like, oh yeah, come on, just quickly going to paint this one. 5 hours later. Which paints did I use? Cool. I think getting into like the mantra of setting everything up, taking your time, is something I need to get used to, or need to get better at. Because I'm only doing the things then half, and when I want to repaint stuff later or want to know how I painted something and then I can't look it up again, that is not cool. Remembering your paint schemes takes a lot of brain power, and that brain power needs to go into bigger things. Hi, Chef, first. Thank you for chatting. Have you tried the Citadel mold line remover? And if so, what's your opinion? I have not, because I have this. I think it is not a tool you need, because you can just use the back of a blade, or in desperate times I also used a clipper. So I think a mold remove line tool is not something I would recommend buying. You can do a lot with the back of your X-Acto blade or clipper. What I recommend though is getting a good clipper. This is one of kind of meh. I need to get a new one, it's a bit dull. Good clipper and an X-Acto knife where you can easily switch out blades. It's like the tool for building. At least for me. Everyone does it a bit differently, but that is what I found for me is the best and the cheapest, because you can get those mode remove line tools, not tools, those Exacto blades cheap off like Amazon or something, and like a somewhat pack. I have like here this pack here of, how is it? It doesn't say how many it is, but it is a lot of Exacto knives. You can get those pretty cheap, and they work just fine. Then you needs a bit of like training, because you need to work with the, not the entire bag, but just the like edge of your bag. Yeah, I think some things from Citadel are, I wouldn't call it a scam, but it is a newbie hobby trap, I would call it. Which is like some like things you buy when you're like new into the hobby to get like your equipment going. Yeah, but I also never seen anyone use it. I have like a friend who had a mold remover tool for like PVC pipes, but those I can see, because like this one was like with a moving head, and so you can just scrape the inside of the PVC pipe clean if you want to like build something, which I can understand this way more than the Citadel one, because there are so many cheaper options. I think we have mold removed these pieces here, and now we go on to those. Okay, I put those in here so I don't lose them. But of this one, I put the back piece on, or is it going into his skin? That's a bit whack. They don't show it. So, Red King, you are back. Hey, that was a quick walk with the dog. Okay, cool. Why can't they not show us the back? I don't care for the beauty shot of the model if I don't know where this piece go when it just say, yeah, it goes on the back, bro. Thank you for telling me. Huh. Yeah. I understand that all doggos can't go so quick anymore. Yeah, also with your sickness, I hope you get better soon. Now is currently like a bit of a flu time. I have also a few in my circle that are also now sick or getting sick. So probably because it's so cold and everyone is warmed up inside and then go outside and then get sick. So, okay. How do they want me to attach it? Is it just really like in the back, like here? Or does it go onto this one? I think it does. Has like the hook for it. Oh, I think it's like half-half. Wow. So it goes on here and this one goes then on there. So, yeah, like so. Okay. Okay. I get it. But I think then we can glue this one already together, because I think this one isn't in the way, so we are not accidentally doing too much work. No, it's perfectly fine. Okay, then we can glue this one in. This would have been a bit easier if they just turned the model around in the view thing. Right. It just says, yeah, it goes on the back. Thank you for telling. That is what I mean with the quality of the instructions. Nice. Then we have this one on already, and the side pieces I think need to go on later. Or can I maybe put them like onto the side pieces here already and then just hope for the best when I glue them together? I think we will do that. Just glue them onto the front piece here, so we have them already attached and not flying around and need to extra paint. Okay, 21. Oh yeah. What are people's opinions on the runners for Games Workshop? Like here in the instructions, all the things are numer, like in sequential number, 20, 21, 22, but not on here. I think that is also a talking point many people talk about, but nothing is really happening about it. I don't know, but I'm a bit spoiled with like Gundam pieces. They all have it like in number on the runner, which makes it very nice to find pieces when you do like a larger Gundam build. think that works. I think that will make things easier if we connect those together. Now 22 on the other side. Yeah, I can totally like see why pieces are on, like, when you look at the like sprue layout, why like some pieces are like on the edges or like the in the middle, like you have to like space out your pieces. But what is hindering them to like say that this one is then 1 and this one is then 2 and this one is then 3? I know that they then have it's a different way of putting together your model, because like when you have it in sequential order, at least with the Gundam pieces I built, you also have then the different runners, where you have then like A, B, C, or D. But those make it very like easy to put together and lay out. I think if you maybe somehow can organize it a bit nicer. Also, if I probably can or not. Okay, I don't have my box open for my Gundam stuff, but the Gundam sprues are also in a bit thinner. They are not like the thick. I feel like there are some things that Games Workshop can look from them, like copy from them, which they probably will never do because they are in their own universe. Sounds so negative, but sometimes copying what other people do is easier, not easier, but like the smarter way. Sometimes people have thought something through, and that's the reason why they are so good and successful. So I think sometimes not stealing, but getting inspired by them, aka not a one-to-one copy. I'm not advocating here to steal any designs, arts, or anything. I just want to say that sometimes people have thought behind their things, and that's why things work like thing. I hope that makes sense. And I'm not getting into my schizo rambles again. Japanese was the British mindset, yeah. I think that is also it. It's a bit of a different design language Western audience has than the East or like Japan. It's not the like, I'm not trying to do the wow, Japan, so cool. It's mostly like yeah, they just think different. They have a different way of working with stuff. I think I need to have the back piece here to see if things fit. They do somewhat. Yes. think that is just GW being GW. But I have a few things where they have a bit of a, not backwards thinking, but like a bit of a older mindset of working with stuff. But I think they got regurgitated from every other content creator already with like the books and everything. And like the codexes should be online, like the rules should be free. Currently having a bit of issue here with this piece. They always advertise for Warhammers for everyone, then make it also accessible for everyone. Or at least that was their old slogan. I'm not sure. I probably have changed it to "We need more blueberries." But money. Yeah. I'm not saying that working they are still a company, so of course they want money, but there's always a way to do it to don't make you look like you are the most greediest person on planet Earth. Which many companies are very greedy. So now we swing to greed. Have you all subscribed? Do you know I have a Patreon? No, I do not. Don't even think about it. I don't want your money. Just here to do little plastic figurines. I am always a fan of free resources, so I am not making a Patreon. At least when I would do, I would try to make it probably free, because Patreon gives me the possibility to also upload like PDFs and stuff, so you can have different resources, not only YouTube videos. But for that, I think I need to create something first, which there are so many people out there. And I think at least I am learning better over YouTube videos. That's why I start making those videos. Will also probably this year, if I get around to it, make a mini series talking about different painting techniques and how to apply them the best way. The only this style will make you a better miniature painting in 5 minutes. Oh man, I hate those videos. Mr. Beastification of content. So, I think we are getting there. Yeah. I think this like beastification of YouTube has died down. I think YouTube is more going for like, even though they have the shorts tab and everything, but I feel like at least I am consuming more and more like long form content, like half an hour, 45 minutes to like 3-4 hours of like something. It's probably like YouTube wants you to like put those things on and forget, so you boost viewer watch time. Or like they of course want you to stay on this platform. I want you to stay in the stream and communicate with me. It is necessary. You are obligated. But it's there's just some they just want you to have not really attention. It's like the Netflix thing. They want you to like put it on and forget about it. That is at least the trend I have noticed. I'm seeing most creators talk about. Yeah, yeah. I think most people watch short form content for like the I think the scientific term is micro boredom or something, because your brain is so fried that you like seek stimulants, and the only way you think you can get those stimulants is through watching those short form content videos, which I I am not here standing on my high stand and preach don't watch that, because I'm also watching short form content like everyone else. But it is the like, how do you stop yourself or limit yourself more? Like have I had for a long time this like well-being thing in my phone where I can only like watch the thing for like an hour or something, and that helped me a bit, or not a bit, but it helped me to like get out of this like, okay, now I need to stop myself and start doing something, not to like sit there and mindlessly scroll. It's just the way he wants it. I think they do. And I think also like social media platforms have that integrated. I think it is under like child protection. you can put on this like hourly timer or those timers, and if not, you can, I think, put it in your phone for like parental controls, is it? So there are ways to like force yourself to stop. Now we have our little man here ready. At least partially. Please, please just fit. Oh yeah. Okay, that needs a bit of like fitting if I glue those together, but they will get a bit of fitting anyways. So those are then ready, and now we only have the breastplate and the mask, and then I can do a bit more work on the base. And breastplate. That's very cool that the inside of the breastplate is also modeled. So like little details you will never see. So anyone has some fun projects they want to talk about they are currently working on? Or what are we doing on a Sunday evening or morning, depending on where you're from? For me, it's evening. Oh, finally understood what that model reminds me of. Handsome Jack from Borderlands. Like the mask thingy on his face. Finally clicked. So the idea is now that this one can go into the palm of his hand if I have a sticky tag. This is the idea. And then we can have some little lights, or not, like just a light going outwards. I think that will look cool. The breastplate, I sadly have no idea where I will put it yet. Probably later. So we have figured out that we want to place this one here, or like here. I will put this onto the side for now. That is our current idea, and I think I can start with modeling in our classic pieces. Not this one. Need to paint him separately, but he comes into this corner here. You instantly see that the composition is a bit off when the little angel man is not there. I should probably, for reference purposes later, take a little photo of that so I know where all my pieces go. Else, happened before, else I will forget where I put something and then I put it somewhere else and then it doesn't flow so nice how I envisioned it. Where is my phone? Here. Just a quick photo. Oop. Zuck. And that goes into my logs for later. So this one, think would have it like so. Means I need to fill this part and the below part. I first need to, I think, clean it up a bit more. to make a smoother go from model to base. So I have a bit more working room. Think we are locking that in. Are you working or nope, you are not working. So a new one it is. Those ones we can put a bit on the side. Oh, already gluing my hand to it. Bit of scarring so our model has something to stick to. So, tiny bit of moisture, so our glue sets a bit faster. I think the eagle we can also already glue in. I was thinking like here has a nice position to it. Now we give that a few seconds to dry off and then we can add some putty to it. Which I have here on my side. So question is, can I? Yes, I can. I'm currently checking if I have enough space to make maybe a little slope down here. So we are not interacting or not like taking away space from him. but it looks like we are all good. I maybe remove the ternate parts that are forming here. So I just have the stone and the blubber going around. But I can change that later if I feel like it or not. Probably don't use, can just use milliput, not epoxy sculpt. So, and then we mix. Oh, wait, I will. The one part always needs a bit of pre-mixing because of the skin. It's a bit meh. The one in the blue part always is a bit more hesitant. Just give that a good kneel, and then we can add in our other part. Can also probably be that my milliput is a bit too old. It's a bit crumbly. Recently used the black one, which was pretty nice, but it stains your hands pretty hardcore. You need to use gloves with those. I haven't really played around with the white. I only played around with the black one because I needed to do some like minor fixing on a plinth I did. And then I didn't want to repaint it really, so I just used the black milliput and then could paint a tiny bit over it. But white I haven't used. I also here have this like Tamiya epoxy quick type, which I also haven't tried out yet, but it is also on my list. Haven't really found the spot where I want to use it really now. It's probably nice for like quick gap fillings here or there if you don't have so much to fill, because it's pretty small. You don't get a lot. Yeah, I was thinking the same. It's a bit like bread making. When the dough is too sticky. So, where is my favorite tool? Here's my favorite tool. Now we are at the frosting part, I would call it. Bit like applying cake frosting and trying to have at least a bit of a shape first before we lock in to anything. Yes, I also have silicon ones. I have a few, but I mainly use this one. And then I also have, I have a few more, but these are my favorites. It's like round soft, round hard, and thing with edge. But most of my heavy lifting does this like art tool. And I also, here it is. I have an old brush that I used to like just smooth out my stuff. So I just get that wet and then I smooth out my sculpts with that. Helps me also to remove fingerprints because I have the ability to wedge my fingers into still wet sculpting so often that I usually just run a brush over my surfaces most of the time. But I also use, not really with Milliput because it has this like water soluble, but for other ones I have also here the uh, Nivea Man Cream. Is just a Vaseline cream or like a moisturizing cream. It is also very nice for your hands. No, I mean it is nice for coating your sculpting tool with it, because then your tool doesn't stick to the model. Yeah, the thing is also with the Vaseline, if you need to then not really clean off your model, but you need to get rid of the Vaseline after you're done sculpting, else like paints will not stick to it as well. So it has also its downsides. It's not like the oh my god, that is the perfect tool. You need to learn when to use what tool at what time. That is what I mostly figured out in my hobby career. Wow, what useful insight. But it is a small tip, but it helps. Not every tool is the right one for the job. You need to figure out which works A, best for you, and then best for the task at hand. I think now we are starting to use the silicon tools, because I need to add a few more stone ring coats in. So back we have a bit cleaned, or not cleaned, but connected. It looks more like one coherent piece now. Can add a tiny bit more here. just getting the rough shape down. I can of course refine it when it is dried. Then I can go over with the sandpaper and everything. But it is nice in this stage to also add a bit of like texture. I think when I just pimple it a bit with here my brush, I can get a bit of a stony, porousy texture going. Just, do I also need to add some on the eagle? I don't think I need to. So if my fingers are somewhat clean, I can also do a little fit check. Do we want to have him like stand like so, or I want to have him a bit turned? I think then we need to take a bit more away from our stone texture, so our dude can stand here. Just it almost. Oh well, it fits, but I feel like move this a tiny bit more to the side, then I think it looks okay. So that the stone is not in the way, but I feel like I can't cut more away, else it will look weird. Now we are in the back and forth stage to check if everything fits and somewhat looks cohesive before we go on and continue. I think if he stands like this, it looks good. Then also the foot has a bit of like breathing room behind, but it looks tiny bit staged. I think I will take away the stone lip here. This one. Then we can just make those stone creases in the side. And we do it like that, and then we later add tiny rocks here and there. think that looks okay. It is a different kind of stone though you see on this base, so I'm a bit hesitant. Probably when it is a bit dry. When it is dry, I can carve out the stone texture a bit more. Now with the leftovers, I'm starting to do my little stones, aka I'm doing balls that I then will cut into pieces. Also make little cubes. So we are not wasting our precious milliput. I have a friend who's very, very good with like sculpting with milliput, so I probably want to talk with him about how I best do those rocks. We will see what I can come up with him. Okay, my fingy's a bit clean. putting a few breaking points so it looks like the stone is chipping off. He's standing on the not most secure area where he's flexing. What do we think? I think it looks very nice. And now with the chirp like here, you have the nice U form. I think that will make him look very complete. Oh, that went flying. I think we can I'll give them a trim. They look too clean. Okay. I think I want to give it a quick sanding. So, I think that is a good point to stop for today. So our milliput can dry in peace, and our sprue glue can also dry off and make bonds. And then I think we next stream continue painting our other boy, and I will let this rest so my brain can think about ideas. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and we